Hello, everyone. It's me, and it's Friday, and I'm excited for the weekend. I don't know, what all we're gonna do, but you know, possibly something. I know this Sunday is the Hollywood Gay Pride Parade. They're not calling it Gay Pride Parade anymore. It's just the Pride Parade. So I'm excited to see that, and it's always really nice to see. I don't really have a lot of pride type clothing just because I'm not someone that's like really into like wearing a lot of colors. But if I had something, I would definitely wear it, but I don't. So I'm probably just gonna wear like normal clothes. I'm not in pajamas today, but I'm not like fully dressed either. I'll probably put something else on later. I wanted to just touch on like my last video. Like I talked about some really important, big topics. And I want everyone to know, like, I'm okay. Um, I just deal with certain things. We all deal with certain things. There's a lot of shame that we feel with those things and talking about those things. And I think that I'm at a point now where I'm like, I don't want to feel like the shame of holding all this in and like keeping secrets and things. I've never wanted to people to view me as like a victim or anything like that. So that's probably been one reason that I've kept certain things to myself. It's really strange because in saying that, like whenever someone else has spoken their truth, I have never been like having these thoughts of anything other than I am so proud that you can say this. I feel you are a really remarkable person. But when it has come to me speaking things, I have felt like a lot of shame. Like if I'm watching a movie or a television show with someone and that is a topic, I've been afraid that it will be weird. Like they'll think, you know. So I guess I feel really good about being able to talk about that. I'm definitely not in a space right now where I can like tell the whole story and give all these details. I don't know if I'm gonna be in that space anytime soon, but when I am, I know that it's gonna be okay, and onward we go. The food thing, yeah, it's still I'm trying to work it out. So don't worry about that either. If it gets to a point where I'm like totally controlled, every single minute of the day is controlled by my thoughts of food and not wanting food, I'm gonna, I'm gonna reach out. I'm okay. It's fine. Please don't think that I'm in like pain or anything like that. I'm just really working on myself, and it's a process. I also wanted to talk about like Brian and Mai's intimacy, and when I say intimacy, I mean that four-letter word that starts with an F. Um, what's going on? I know some people might think that it's related to the threesomes, and we had like a threesome, and after that it all fell apart. But it's not really, as far as I believe, connected to that. I've talked to Brian. I want to say since the last video, but I'm not really sure if it's been like since or before. But we've talked about it, and before any of that happened, before anything happened, we have had trouble with intimacy. things in life just like get on you and like pile up, and it makes things difficult to feel sexy and in the mood. And sometimes I feel very down about myself and the way that I look, and I don't know, it's like a self-esteem problem which I'm trying to work on. I feel very undesirable at times, and it's not because he's causing me to feel this way. It's just that's how I feel within myself. Hold on, I got a text message back. So, with that and with like everything that we have gone through together, Brian has lost family members and I have lost family members, and I've had like depression like off and on for, a while, and that takes a toll on like libido and things like that. Not to get, too personal, but I guess I can get really personal here at times. Because of all of that, like I've not really felt like having sex in the past, and because of that, I think it created this pattern of it's not going to be consistent, and it might not happen for quite a long time in between. And I'm just at this place, where I want my husband and I to have a very consistent sexual relationship where it's at least like a few times a week. I'd settle for like 2 times a week, and in between those 2 times, we're doing other stuff together because I love my husband like with all of my heart. Like I can't tell you how much I love him and how attracted I am to him, and should I say like how good he is in bed. So I really want this connection, and I have for quite a while, but because of like the old things, it's created like this weirdness where it's like if I try to initiate, is he gonna reject me? And I know that he has felt this way as well. So we're all starting over, a whole brand new thing, and it's like I want sex to be a part of this. And I think because of how things were in the past, it's kind of created a thing where it's, you gotta get it going. I wanted to start having sex very frequently so we could establish like a healthy pattern and get into the groove to where it's just a normal thing. But then we started that kind of, and then we introduced this fun thing, this fun and exciting thing, which definitely is, and I know it's a novelty, and it's so, but I feel like going forward with that, which I definitely do because we both enjoy it, but I feel there needs to be some ground rules, at least for right now, where only certain things are acceptable there, and there are only things that he and I do together which are for us, and that thing is starts with the F word. You don't do it with them, you do it with me. And this will just be until we are fully established, and we're having like regular, mutually satisfying sex, and we have like a great sex life, and it comes totally natural. That's what I want. That is the adult thing to do, I want the fun and excitement to be an extension of what we have. I don't want it to become like a replacement or a substitute to where it's like, well, we don't have to have sex because we just had sex. But it's like, but that's not this. you know. So we talked about it, and he says that he understands and he agrees. So I'm really like hopeful and looking forward to, exploring him and I and fitting other things into that as well. Not that just yet, but that. I guess I don't want to get too graphic because I know like people don't want to hear like nasty stuff, but it's not nasty, it's life. You know, be a grown up. We're all grown ups here. Aside from that, everything's going pretty well. I feel good. I love being able to like have conversations. I know I made a few videos ago where I'm saying our communication's really good, but I feel sometimes it's still, you know, where it needs to just get a little bit better, and I think that's something that we are going to work on. I found that if there's something that I need to talk about, or not even that, but like a conversation that we need to have, like the boundaries or things like that, I have to be a little bit more dominant in saying, let's have this conversation. And I guess that's okay, for now. We'll totally find our way. Um, and a related note, I do feel like I don't need like anyone to like parent me and to tell me like what to do and what not to do and things like that. But at the same time, I do feel like our marriage therapist should have like brought up the topic that, hey, you're just starting over and you're trying to establish your own healthy sex patterns together. Maybe you should put that on hold, or think about just doing certain things and keeping certain things for yourself. Or these are issues that might come up that you might need to address. You might think you don't right now, but you do need to address these. And I feel like she might have dropped the ball on that one. And we have therapy that's coming up Thursday, and I think I might call her out on that and say, what's going on here? Because I don't want like an echo chamber or just someone that, we can talk to. I want someone that can offer like real advice and things like that. I'm not mad at the therapist. Like, I really enjoy her as our therapist. I just want someone that listens to us to be more proactive and more willing to say, did you think about this? So I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want this video to be too long, because I know it sucks to watch a very long video. It sucks for me having to edit and then watch the video again to make sure it's okay. So I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.